This girl sold herself for just $50. Soon after, she was shackled, like any other animal being auctioned. She was led into the auction hall under the spotlight, with all eyes on her. Surprisingly, her starting bid was only $50. Bids quickly surged to $200. Then, a tall man walked up to the stage, drawing the crowd's astonished gaze. He made a flat offer, successfully winning the bid for the girl. With a $5 million check, the girl became his property. The man took her to a lounge, removed his mask, and revealed his true identity. The reason he paid such a high price was because the girl possessed the rare ability to see monsters. However, this special ability had caused Annie great suffering in her early life. She had been forced to move from one relative's house to another, constantly abandoned. The man gently stroked Annie's head, soothing her troubled heart, and promised her that she would no longer have to suffer. After speaking, the man waved his wand and, chanting a spell, summoned thorns around them. When Annie opened her eyes again, they were in a different country. With a gentle touch of his finger, the chains binding her broke apart. Annie, as a daughter of the night, was taken in by the man as his apprentice. The man then began to prepare a bath for Annie, but she refused to bathe in front of a stranger. Yet, she could do nothing to stop him. After he left, Annie found herself in disbelief at everything that had happened to her. But for Annie, even if it were all just a dream, it wouldn't hurt to take a relaxing bath. She finally relaxed. Suddenly, a group of small, smiling fairies flew in through the window. They seemed very friendly, but when the man's voice sounded, the fairies vanished instantly. After her bath, the man prepared a lavish meal for her. It was the first time Annie felt truly welcomed, but all of it was because she could see things others couldn't, things that appeared as monsters to normal people. That's why she had been so unwanted among humans. But as a magician, she could use what she saw to perform magic. The man believed Annie would become an excellent mage. He placed a protective amulet around her neck, then sent her back to her room. For the first time, Annie felt warmth. Suddenly, a fairy woke her up and invited her to visit the forest where they lived. Annie, unable to resist the fairy's warm invitation, agreed. Without suspicion, she followed the fairy deep into the forest. But as they walked, the fairy's friendly expression turned malicious. Annie looked up and saw a glowing door ahead. At that moment, it felt as though countless hands were pushing her toward the direction the fairy indicated. Suddenly, Annie released her grip. It turned out she had been pinching her own arm to snap herself back to reality. John was the first person to make Annie feel warmth. In her heart, she thought that even if the man grew bored of her and tossed her aside, she would accept it gladly, because he had told her that Annie was his family. Just then, a large hand appeared behind her. Fortunately, the stone the man had given her could always track her location. He swiftly grabbed Annie, holding her tightly. With serious intent, he told her that he didn't just want her to be his apprentice.
僕は君を僕のお嫁さんにするつもりでもあるんだ。
はい。